forget the normal intro, but welcome to a bonus episode of the Moon Tea podcast.
Wow.
You know who this guy is and that guy, that Hugh guy is.
We know you. You're over there.
Yeah. Let's
point to Hugh.
Yeah, let's introduce Joe. Joe Badia.
Hey, Joe.
Hey.
Here we have Daygan. Yeah. We have Ando.
He's back.
Making guest from episode, I don't know, 12 or 13, somewhere there.
We're back.
And Gabby is somewhere, but
She's hiding.
She's here
hiding
too.
in the kitchen.
But we're gonna get her on camera.
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is different, but let's see how it goes.
I hope you just talk this whole time. Here. I'll join as well.
That's how you do it.
John?
Yeah. You guys could host the episode like
this.
I'll do it.
Hey, how's everyone? Good to see you, buddy.
Oh my. So welcome to upstate New York.
Welcome to
At an undisclosed location. The secret cabin.
The upstate New York, close to the Catskills. Up in
Wow.
Lakefront property.
Dutchess County, New York.
Ooh, I love it. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Hugh,
While you were in a lake yesterday.
How you doing, Hugh?
Good. I'm doing well. Life's going. Parents' anniversary today, so shout out to the parents. Happy 33rd.
Oh.
And other than that, just cruising. What about you all?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
Dude, we had a monster sleep sesh. Like we all woke up like 9:30 this morning, and we're confused at how terrible we are at life. Like, is it really that? Did everybody's phones break? Because there's no way we slept until 9:30, and we did. So we're eating brunch unintentionally.
Yeah.
Successful. Sounds successful.
Yeah, but great brunch. So yeah, I slept good. I'm just coming off of a trip across the country. So visited Utah, Zion National Park, was in Arizona, Grand Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and then did 2 national parks in Colorado, Mesa Verde, and we're just talking about the wild horses running around there. And
It's crazy. There's just wild horses all around.
Yeah, and then I did the Sand Dunes National Park in Colorado.
Ooh, nice.
That was like one of the most beautiful parks.
You hopefully rented a sand rail?
I actually didn't know that you could. I saw once I was out there, I saw people were riding these boards, and I was like, dude, there's no way all these people have the same decks. And then I saw numbers on the bottom when I was walking back, and I was like, oh, they rented them here, dude. I would have totally friggin' thrown down on one of those hills. But it's such a long walk out to the dunes in the sand that it would have taken me 2 hours to get back and rent one and then go back and ride. Like, I would have had no legs for it. And I had just hiked Angel's Landing in 45 minutes the day before and did like a 8-mile bike ride. So my legs were pretty toast by the time I got there. But anyways.
I love it.
So that'll give us a reason to go back. And now
I love it.
Actually rent the boards.
If this is gonna happen, let me know. I'm very open to this. I will drive out.
Oh, bro, dude, I was thinking we should plan a road trip where we all meet up either in California or somewhere and hit like 4 or 5 national parks.
So down.
Just do a big loop. If we could do like Yosemite, Sequoia. We could hit Zion, Bryce, and then the Colorado parks, and then come back up through Yellowstone, and then everybody goes home from there.
Wait, how many weeks would this be? This sounds a bit long.
I do it in a day. I think we could do it
Let's do it in a day.
I think probably a solid day and a half. No, I think if we took 7 to 10 days, we could hit everything and enjoy it.
Okay.
Like total. I mean, I did all of that in like 2.5 days. So it was because I was I was across the country in 4 days or whatever it was. Wow. With all that.
Cool. I don't know. I've never done a speed national parking, but maybe it's a new thing.
Bro, I am living for it. I've hit Glacier. I hit the Badlands. and then all these national parks so far. And then there's a couple I want to hit on the East Coast, but I never think about, like, when I'm out here, I'm working, so it's kind of tough, you know. But when I travel, dude, I'm all about all
I
national
love it.
parks.
You pull the new triathlon. It's sand dune sledding, climbing Angel Fall or whatever, Angel Landing, and then going biking. You know, the new tri.
Yeah, dude. And then and then you jump into the freaking glacial water up in Glacier National Park. When I jumped into it, it's crystal clear. It's like the most beautiful water I've ever seen. But you jump into it and you can't breathe. It's so cold. You start like yeah, I had to like get my breath under control. So anyway, so yeah, it's pretty cool. But we're just talking about how amazing our country is, dude. So many beautiful places to visit.
Seriously, I was just reading like travel hacks, and it's such a simple travel hack, but just get the national pass for forests and the states, and just drive around. And even if you're just doing point A to point B to LA or SF, you'll pass so many national forests, and it's perfect.
Yeah. So my wife has one and I have one, because I travel separate from her, and so she goes to national parks by herself, and then I'll go when I'm on the road. So it's like $86 or something. So we have for $150.
Yeah.
I think my math might need some work, but
it's somewhere around there.
For like $300, we got a pass to every national park. So you're right. It's totally worth it. So have you been to any national parks that were memorable for you?
I'm so green. And not in the best of ways, not like I'm a green national forester, but I have a lot of destinations I want to go to. Never been to Zion yet. I mean, of course, Grand Canyon.
Let's go.
I'm so down. This is like, we were talking about this, I think, right? Like,
yes, like a couple months ago. Yeah.
Yes, you like, Joe, when are you coming out? When are you coming out?
Let's put it on the calendar.
Let's go down.
Okay, so let's make a list. Let's make a little list around the table of places to visit.
Yeah.
This before the end of this year. What could we commit to?
Have you guys ever been to Shenandoah in Virginia? The Shenandoah, bro, it is humongous. It's unbelievable. So you can actually you can make a whole ton of like day trips out of it, because it's like, I think it's called Skyline Drive. It's like over 100-mile road, and it's on like the crest of the mountain, so you can see view like vistas on both sides. And there's so many like day hikes. You can spend probably like so much time there, but you can hit like a couple like really cool areas. And that when I my 30th birthday, I went backpacking with one of my really good friends, Felix.
Yeah.
And we spent like, I think 4 or 5 days there. We saw like 2 black bears. We saw like peregrine falcons. Like we were just literally just backpacking with our tents and everything on our back. And we were like, the bears weren't close, but they were like far enough away for us to see them and like feel danger. We were like, oh my God.
Dang.
But it changed my life. Like it was just so cool to have that experience. The only other place that came close to that was Yosemite when I was probably like 21.
Wow.
But yeah, Shenandoah, I would strongly recommend if anyone hasn't been there to get
I'll
there.
put it on my list for this year.
Immediately. Like, and from Jersey where we're at, or New York, like it's not that far at all.
Like 4 hours, 5 hours.
I think so. Like 4 or 5 hours tops.
Yeah.
So it's unbelievable.
Which state?
Virginia.
Cool.
Yeah, Shenandoah. Yeah.
Right.
I've driven through there, but it wasn't like I'm going to a national park like to go and hike or anything. I've been to, I think I was in the Smoky Mountains. Does that sound right? I was down Southern California, and North Carolina.
Tennessee, North Carolina.
Yeah, I did that. That was super cool. We went. They have this waterfall slides, so it's the river's super big there. Like, I mean, really, it flows real strong. So it was cool to watch. They have these little camps for kids, and they teach them river safety. So they like climb up waterfalls. They have their helmets and their life jackets. So they raise them around the rivers to know how to survive if something happens around a river.
That's amazing. Wow.
Like your friend falls in, or you fall in. How do you navigate that? Be like, get on your back, put your feet up, like, and float. And like they teach them everything, dude. Like in the rivers, and so it's super cool to watch. But yeah, we hiked up and we saw a rattlesnake like right in the river. It was just chilling right on the edge of right on the rocks while we're hiking up. Like there's definitely, I know out there's a ton of rattlesnakes. So that's one thing that kind of freaks me out is I hate rattlesnakes. So anyways, but so Shenandoah, you've been to Acadia. I've never been there.
Yeah, me and Gabby went to Acadia in, I think it was June. Gabby, was it June?
June.
Yeah, we went to Acadia in June, and it was beautiful. I mean, we just drove around and we saw a couple beautiful sights. We'd never been up there. We were surprised how long of a drive it was.
Cool.
So from New Jersey, it was like 8 hours to get there. And it was a pretty rough drive. I can't say that. I mean, you've driven all over.
No, it's relative, like whatever.
But it's just like traffic the whole way on I-95 and
miserable.
Yeah, so I guess it's a different driving experience, but it was unbelievably beautiful to get there. Like you can actually, there's one point where you can see the sunset, and it's because it's so far like on so far like northeast where it like wraps around, and you can actually like see the sunset over the water.
Wow.
Like on the East Coast, you can see the western like sunset on the water, which is really cool. But yeah, the hiking was pretty dope, and the water was absolutely freezing in June. So yeah, it's pretty far up there.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's in Maine.
Yeah,
for the listeners.
Amazing.
It's like far north Maine.
And we stopped at Portland, and I think we were talking about that briefly yesterday. How unbelievably amazing that city is. Like,
Super
it's
cool
got
place.
such a really cool like feel.
They call it Old City.
Yeah.
Right? Like Old Portland downtown. It's a cool place.
Beautiful. Everyone
Lobster
was
rolls.
incredibly nice. Like some of the nicest people I ever met in my whole life.
Well, they're practically almost Canadian. So
basically.
It makes sense. Like they're so far north.
Yeah, they have such a unique accent.
Like Nova Scotia, I think, wraps around Maine, right? Like, So like they're kind of surrounded by nice people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
Like the further you go south from there, it's like they're definitely not Canadian. Like they're very American.
It's like this weird mix. Their accents. It's like it's not like Massachusetts. It's like I think of like Bobby's World, where it's like, hey, don't you know? And like I don't know. I'm gonna ruin it.
They're Mainers.
Yeah, but they're like incredibly nice, and I can't place the accent, but it's really cool.
Yeah, we had a bunch of money for Maine. So, okay, would you recommend people going to Acadia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I'd
put Shenandoah over it, but I like the experience for sure.
Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to leave you away across the wide Missouri.
Yes, Lord.
Wow.
I
might have missed a word or two, but I think that was
okay. We wouldn't know the difference. That's great. Where was JK for the beatbox on that?
I'll be there for the remix.
Okay, we'll do a remix. Daygan, have you been to any national parks?
Other than Yosemite and
you were in Yosemite?
We need a podcast dedicated.
Wait, we need how long do we have? Let's
This is the episode.
This is it.
This is the episode.
Tell us more.
This was what we've been waiting for this to be made known to the world.
John, how do we intro this? How do we start this convo?
The story to be heard. It's unbelievable.
John,
you're not allowed to speak. You're not allowed.
He said he was in Yosemite. I was like, oh, we know.
Oh,
how could I forget?
Oh man, wait, this has to happen now. Everybody that is the one or two listeners are like, what are they laughing about?
Oh my gosh, Jake.
Yeah, this is so we went. Okay, so we have this mastermind. We're actually all in the mastermind, this is kind of a reunion, and we were all in Yosemite together. So everybody flew in from the East Coast. Daygan drove in. And
I flew.
You flew. This year you flew. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you flew, and we go to Yosemite, and I told everybody, I was like, guys, Yosemite, it gets down to like 30 degrees at night. It gets below freezing. So make sure you have a sleeping bag, right? Tent. Make sure you bring a water bottle, like just basic stuff. Like if you're going camping, you probably want these things anyways, even if it's not below freezing, but definitely if it's below freezing in Yosemite, and we're gonna hike Yosemite Falls, so elevation's really high. So anyways, we get there and Daygan gets out of the car and he's got this big backpack and he's like, yeah, we're good to go. I was like, you got a sleeping bag? He's like, and wouldn't answer me. It's like,
Wait,
do you have a sleeping bag? He's like, I'll be fine. It's like, do you have a sleeping bag? I was like getting scared. He's like, no, I didn't bring a sleeping bag, but I'll be fine. I've done this before. And then it's like, there's no way you've done this before in Yosemite. You're gonna die. So we start hiking. We get up like 2/3 of the way, and it's all switchbacks. And if you've ever hiked Yosemite Falls, it's 4 vertical miles, like straight up switchbacks.
It's
and
brutal.
Daygan didn't have water, and he was like, bro, like I'm gonna die. Like this is so hard. This is so hard.
You're giving him the benefit of the doubt right now.
Well, so what actually? Hold on.
Defend yourself. We'll take breaks. The defendant may speak.
All right, that's enough.
yeah, you said enough. So what happened? So I asked him. I says, "Hey, did you underestimate how hard this was gonna be? Like, obviously." And he goes, "No, I way overestimated my capabilities. like I got this, bro. Like when you get to Yosemite and you see El Cap and you see the valley." It's like nothing you've ever seen in your life. It is so massive that like these rock faces and these waterfalls. When you look at Yosemite Falls, you've got the lower falls and the upper falls. When you see the lower falls, you're like, that's a decent hike to get up to there. And they're like, well, that's not where we're going. We're going to the top, which is like 3 times bigger than the lower falls. It's like, if you can't make it to the lower falls, like you're gonna die. So anyway, so I said, Daygan, give me your backpack. So I carried his pack on the front of me, and we're going
With your backpack.
with my backpack on
so
me,
you're double
with my gear,
backpacking.
my 40-pound pack.
We got a picture that's hilarious.
And then all of a sudden, Daygan starts talking like he just got this fresh wind of energy, and he's like, "Guys, this is so cool. I am so glad." And I was like, "Bro, I'm gonna murder you, dude. I'm gonna kill you. Stop talking. I don't have any breath to talk to you right now." So he's like, "Oh, this is great. Yeah, takes out his jerky. He's eating his jerky, and then he's struggling. I was like, "Do you want me to carry the jerky?" He's like, "Please, bro, please." Like you can't even carry a bag of jerky. So then I was like,
"This is all true."
Like this was all true. Oh, every word of it.
It gets so much better. Then it was changing time. I think it was JK.
JK had it, a bunch. And I had it for a little bit, and I was like, "Holy shit, this thing is heavy."
Oh, bro, it's switchbacks the whole way, like second half. And so anyway, so JK is like going crazy. He went the distance with the bag, and it gets dark. So it gets dark. So I take us to this little spot right past the footbridge. We start to set up camp, and we all kind of sit down for a second just to like, okay, cool. And then we start unpacking our gear, and Daygan's just laying there like he's gonna die, because right before we get to the camp, he goes, "Hey JK, I got it from here, dude. Don't worry." It was totally flat like that. He's like, "I got it, dude. Don't worry about it. I can get it from here." We're like, bro.
Dude, we can see the campsite right there.
you can see the campsite. Like, it was right there, bro. He's like, "I got it, dude. Don't worry about it." And we're like, "Dude, you're such a gentleman. And you're so thoughtful." So then when we get there, and then we're unpacking everything, and then Daygan goes, "Hey, guys." And he pulls out a frying pan, and he's like, "Hey, guys, if anybody wants to cook anything, I brought a frying pan." And we're like, "You didn't bring anything. We brought that frying pan up to the top. You didn't even carry a freaking bag. And no, we don't need a frying pan because we're not cooking anything. We're only here for one day. We have ramen and water because it doesn't weigh anything. There's no stoves up here." So anyways, then we're unpacking and we set up the tent, and then we go for in the morning. So he didn't sleep. Oh, we
No,
had
I slept.
we had a crazy lady stop by our camp.
We're convinced it was a ghost.
It was a ghost. It was like super spooky. I gave her my walking sticks and then she went off into the night. It was like just like a peace offering, like just don't hurt us.
She was like chanting and like speaking in tongues.
Like it was like
stuff.
it was
wild.
It was pretty. She went there for like a cleansing ritual or something like that. It's like Native American, but it's like spooky. So anyways, so in the morning we get up. Daygan didn't sleep because he was gonna freeze because he didn't have a sleeping bag. So he woke up like 2:30 and made a roaring fire
that burned a giant hole in the side.
That caught his tent on fire. and so in the morning, this was kind of the tipping point of like, dude, there's no way you've camped before. So I'm making hot water, and he goes, hey, can you make a little extra for me? For some coffee. And I was like, oh, cool. Did you bring instant coffee too? And he's like, no. So he pulls out a ceramic, like 10-pound pour over coffee mug. And he's like, I like kind of brought a pour over. I was like, bro, you made us carry a freaking frying pan and a ceramic pour over mug. Are you nuts? Have you lost your mind? It's like 15 pounds. So anyway, I said, whatever. Yeah, I'll make you water. Because he didn't have any water. So then, anyways, great story. And then we're going back down, and then he got heat stroke because he didn't have any water. So it's like he couldn't even make it down the mountain. Like that's how bad it was. So we went down, and then we got food, and then he called us, and he's like, "I'm gonna die." So when we're leaving the camp, we have to return the bear canisters.
I forgot about this.
And in the bear canister, we're cleaning it out because you got to pack your trash out and all that. So we're leaving the park. He's still in the park. And then we get to the exit, and the entrance exit, and we're putting the bear canister back. And in the bottom is Daygan's wallet. And I said, oh my God, this guy, you put in a bear canister what you're okay with the bear taking away. You put food in it. You put your toothbrush, and you don't put your social security card and your driver's license and your credit cards in there. The bear will take it. So when we got to the exit of the park, and I didn't have cell service, so we had to wait until we got out of the park.
Yeah, a good distance out.
Yeah, and then I could get a hold of him, and I was like, hey, we got your wallet. He's like, oh, thank God, I've been looking for it for like 20 minutes. Oh my God. This guy put everything in the wrong place.
You forgot about all the laptop charging cables that were in the bag.
That's
and the 4 pairs of denim pants.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. He was ready to go. I mean, so now when I go camping, I have a checklist of like frying pan, yes. Ceramic pour-over coffee mug, yes. No water bottle, yes. Nothing to sleep in, yes. So it's a really cool checklist. It's very different.
I had a sleeping bag and I still almost froze to death. So I don't know.
Oh, it gets cold.
Yeah, it was freezing. I woke up shivering like 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night, and I had a sleeping bag. So I don't know how you survived.
So it actually it gave us a deep love and respect for Daygan. Like, dude, the fact that you brought all this like without respect to us is super cool. Like, that's a bold move. Like, we're down with that, bro. Anytime.
I think JK carried it the lion's share.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, you're an absolute champion.
Yeah, we died laughing for like 3 days straight. We just couldn't believe how did you didn't think about this at all, did you? Like going to Yosemite and hike. Like, did you Google it? Did you look at pictures? Like, see? You're like, dude, like it's good. I've hiked before. Like, you have never hiked in your life.
Yeah, in the group thread, I think you listed 3 things that you absolutely need.
Yes.
It was like water bottles, tent, sleeping bag.
I stressed it.
And
dude.
literally 2 of those 3 things he did not bring.
Right. Yeah. And but he did bring a tent. Like, that's cool.
I had a tent. I do not. In my defense,
the defendant may
I
speak.
do not remember anything about a water bottle in that group thread.
No, absolutely. We said you have to have something to have.
And in that list, there was nothing about make sure you do not pack over X number of pounds.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. So
that'll be the 4th thing.
Usually the bags say they're like weighted. It's like a 60-liter bag weighted for like 40 pounds. whatever. So anyways, so that was, so I mean, it was really, it was almost a heartbreaking story, you know, top to bottom. But in the end, he, you know, after he puked his guts out and recovered
survived from
heat stroke.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Like you could get really whacked from that. So he recovered and got his wallet and all of that. And so we've just been waiting for the next chance to do it again and see what he brings. See what he brings. You know, or see what all of us bring as a joke and say, hey, let's have a frying pan competition. So anyway, so he has definitely been to Yosemite. That's
Can confirm.
Yeah. Box checked. He relives it. He's been like 100 times because we always bring it up when we see him.
When Daygan mentioned Yosemite 15 minutes ago, he knew he said the wrong word.
He was like, Daygan, have you ever been to a national park? I've been to
Oh no, can Ando?
Like, oh yeah, that's right. How could I forget?
Oh
my
man.
gosh.
So the one epic thing that's happened with like all the country shutdowns and like the inability for us to like go exploring like half of the world right now is like we get to focus on like, you know, the giant part of the country that we've never seen before. So I think like hitting national parks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Like me and my girlfriend Gabby, her sister, and her husband are going, all going to Olympic Park, Olympic National Park. Is that what it's called in Seattle?
Sounds right.
And yeah, we're gonna rent an RV and go exploring that whole area. We're gonna go over there in like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm super excited. I've been to Seattle before, but I've never like explored like the actual outdoors. So I'm really looking forward to that. Wow. It'd be cool if we can all get together and do an epic trip like you guys were mentioning.
Is it the San Juan Islands out there? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of islands off of the coast of Washington, and San Juan Island is one of them. Like, I've never been, but I hear it's really pretty. There's camping and people go out there and like rent cabins and stuff.
Yeah. So one of my buddies, their parents actually bought a house right there. It's these inlets. It goes into the sound, but they have all these islands, and so they lived right on the water, and they had sea kayaks. So we dropped the sea kayaks in the water, and we were just going through these waterways, and it was so beautiful, dude. But it like rises with the tide and stuff. So we were going in there, and he was telling me, it's like, what you can do is you can kayak to certain islands, and they have camp spots. So you can do like, he's done like 6-day trips where they just pack up onto their kayaks all of their camping gear and stuff, and then they just roll up to the campgrounds, build their fires, hang out, camp, and then they get in the kayaks and go for another 10-20 miles or whatever around. And so
that sounds amazing. Wow, kayak camping. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, so I think that would be pretty cool. And then my uncle, he did this one time. We dropped him off at the west entrance of Yosemite, and he biked for 7 days. So he just had a little mountain bike, and he had his tent and his sleeping bag with him and a bunch of beef jerky.
So cool.
Dude,
and a frying pan. He actually had like beef jerky, and then he would buy beer. So he's Hungarian. So he bikes like 2,000 miles a year, like just all through the Alps, like all over Europe.
Amazing.
And he's a teacher. So in summers he's off. And then he just rides his bike. So when I'm back in Hungary, we do countryside bike rides. You know, we'll go like 20, 30 miles and just beautiful countryside. So he did that when he's been to the States a ton, but that was one of the most memorable trips he's done. So we dropped him off. He was well shaven. When we picked him up, he had this big, beard. A week later, he was like, man, he would just jump in the river to shower, but he saw bears. He saw everything while he was out there. So I like trips like that where, like right now I'm in the van life. So I'll van between parks, and then I'll ride around in the park and then go for a hike or whatever, take my bike out of it and then ride around. But I think that those kind of camping trips are really cool. Like if you have some type of transportation, like whether it's a kayak or whether it's bikes or it's a van or something like that, but you can really get around and see different things from a different perspective.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Long Way Up yet? I know Daygan has.
No. Mike, Jared Pate told me about it. Did you watch it?
Electrical motorcycles packed driving up from the south tip of Argentina all the way up to LA.
It's amazing.
Wow.
And Ewan McGregor is the main guy in it, the Obi-Wan, and his
Obi-Wan.
partner Charlie, I believe.
Okay.
And then they get a whole film crew though, and and then they got Rivians made. That would they partnered with Rivian to create a whole electrical charging network at 156 charging stations because none of it's built. And then Rivian did that, and then they prototyped 2 Rivian RVs in 4 weeks. And then they got Harley Davidson to partner with them to create a customized electrical road touring bike.
Yeah.
And they're gorgeous. And I saw that bike and I was like, that's the best advertisement for an electrical piece of gear ever. I now want a motorcycle that's electric from Harley Davidson. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Wow.
This podcast brought to you by
Harley Davidson.
God, please.
That's right. And copper kitchen frying pans.
we have a group, Harley, a sweet crew. This crew, we're gonna go on Harleys all around the country, national forests. Pitching the idea.
If you are listening right now.
Yeah. We're sorry.
Wait, who?
So this is the original Yosemite crew. This was who was there before the mastermind, and then we did a van trip down to Palm Springs for the mastermind. So we can figure it out. I know next year we pulled the audible to go to New Orleans, but I mean, dude, we should definitely get some national park action in. We should, if before the end of the year, if we could do an East Coast and a West Coast, I'd be so down. I mean, because I'm on both. I'm gonna go back.
Man, John, maybe I will have to fly out to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Actually, terrible.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I really don't know.
You're coming. Commit. Just
Fly,
commit.
no. So you're gonna fly. What's gonna happen is you're gonna fly into New York City. You'll fly into JFK. You'll take the subway into Manhattan, and then we'll somehow pick you guys up there, or carpool, and then we'll carpool down to Shenandoah.
All right, we're gonna skip Maine.
Yeah, we're skipping Maine. Maine's it's a long drive.
It is.
It's for
And there's really not much on the way. Yeah.
Sweet.
Maine has some beautiful
For sure.
landscape up there, dude. Like they've got a lot of those mountain lakes, and so there is a lot of cool stuff up there. But I think we should go to Shenandoah.
Yeah.
Where's
Let's do it.
Shenandoah?
Shenandoah, down
Virginia.
Virginia.
So we could also hit DC.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
on the way down, we could hit DC. So we could hit. Oh no. We can hit Philly. So you can run the Rocky Steps. You can see the Liberty Bell. You can see Love Park, the epic skate park from our childhood. And then we can go to DC if you wanted to see the National Mall. And then we can go down to Shenandoah.
All right.
So we could pack a lot in, dude, to even just a 3-day. Because you could get down there in a day, so you can make all these stops really quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's fun.
Yeah. So we'll ride scooters on the National Mall around DC.
That's a thing. I do not know what this National Mall is. I don't know very much. This sounds amazing.
The National Monument.
What culture you brought?
Right? The National Monument's on the National Mall.
Thank you.
The Lincoln Memorial, all of that. Never mind. Anyways, he's like, do they have Prada there? It's not that kind of mall. It's like, okay. Anyways, so yeah, I think we should do that.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. I shared the Yosemite story, so it's good to see everybody on the podcast.
And
Cut.
Let's start over.
Oh gosh. Well, now that we can actually start the podcast.
That's done. Now we can start.
Oh man. Oh, good. What a Sunday. This is so nice. Wow. What a cool.
It stopped raining too. We can go fishing.
Oh, it does. Yeah, let's go get some bait. Drop a line. Did you want to show them outside? To show your viewers the pond?
Sure.
Shook's Pond.
Yeah.
It's a tour.
Cribs, MTV Cribs, y'all. Summer.
All right, I want to see someone jumping off the roof into the lake. No.
We can't jump off the roof, but we can go jump in.
That's nope. That's you.
Nope.
So the rule of thumb is in freshwater, or wait, maybe that's the ocean. You don't go swimming right after because of the bacteria, right? You wait for a little bit. You don't go right after it's raining.
Oh, if it's raining? Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because it's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, but we could still jump in. I'm not gonna get sick. I survived COVID twice. Bring it.
It's no worries. If we walk outside and give us a fun solar fact.
Walk outside and give you a sun
fun fuller fact. No.
Yeah, I'll give you a sun fact. When the sun's shining, you're making power. How's that? The guy's a genius. Promote that guy.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
I hope they're taking notes on this episode. That's right. So when it's not sunny, you're not making a lot of power. So there you go.
Does sunlight go through clouds?
Yes, it does.
Can you power solar panels through clouds?
Yes, you can. It's not at the full efficiency, but yes, it will still produce some power.
The more you know.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because that's something they were struggling in the long way up was they tried to do fully electric, but they got a Sprinter van and it ran on diesel. That's the only outlier. And they had solar panels.
Yeah, they had like 3 panels. They had like 3 panels on their van.
Yeah, right. So I don't know how much, but those look big to me. So I don't know. I don't need to keep saying it, but I don't know very much about many things in solar panels. Joe, one of the most amazing moments I ever had with Joe, first time I ever met him, was I was just like, wait, you're deep. You know a lot about solar and you're like working in the solar industry and you like this incredible XYZ. And he's like, yeah. And telling me, I was like, whoa. And then I was like, so how does this work? What is solar panel? Like, how do solar panels work? I don't understand. And then Joe's like, well, let me tell you this, detail. And then I was like, wait, what? I'm sorry, I'm so ignorant, but what about this? And he's like, oh yeah, no, let me tell you again. Like, yo, this is like, you're so nice.
Over and over again.
Oh my God. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so slow. And he's like, oh no, it's great. Let me tell you about this too. And I'm like, whoa, you're blowing my mind. Like solar panels are the future. And I'm like, I get it now.
In an hour,
but we don't get tax credits.
Yeah, afterwards, just like, bro, everyone needs solar.
That's right.
Great.
That's right. So send him your electric bill and he'll get you set up.
Yeah, he was like, where do I sign?
Yeah, basically, I was like, wait, so how do I get it in Arizona? And then he's just like, well, let me tell you about Arizona. Actually, they're a bit behind on certain things and their tax things are difficult. And then, but you can also do these.
Remember it pretty well.
Oh, I was asking about like, how do I cover a roof? How much does it cost? How much like kilowattage comes in? Like, how do I make this work?
Made up half of it. I'm surprised you remember anything.
Yeah. Dude, I think it's so important. I don't know any of it. I actually like tried to take a call with a solar person calling me the other month that cold called their home. And then I was like, I bet Joe would be way cooler. I don't know. And then I like hung up.
It was Joe.
It was Joe. Oh shoot, you had a very feminine voice that day. But also it wasn't a solar panel person. I was like telling me more and they're like, oh, let me get you through to a person. And I was like, this isn't a very good experience. Like I don't, and then I was like, yeah.
Gotta work on that experience.
Are we able to bring this outside and not lose Wi-Fi? Like it'll still.
We should ask the Wi-Fi gods.
Oh, okay.
Let's. Do you not have Starlink yet?
The last time, before we shoot out, the last time you guys were talking about van life and having a fantasy, like me and Gabby are actually making our fantasy come true. So we're gonna get.
I don't want to hear about your fantasies with your life partner. Okay, that's your business.
Amazing.
All right. Anyway, so all right. Now to the outdoors.
We should have an episode where you just talk about that.
Yes. Yes.
Here's you can bank on it
first.
You heard it. You can bank on this. Then one of these episodes on the West Coast, we're gonna have Joe's van, my van, and Tucker's van together.
Ooh.
We're gonna get some
club.
That Inception.
Oh yeah.
Van City.
You know, like
to a Van City.
Yes.
Yes, this is absolutely has to happen. You know, like the MTV Cribs, as you were referencing, where they have the montage intros. We'll have
it's like bam, boom, bam, doors open, mirrors. Oh yeah, radio, turn it up. Yeah, B-roll, chop. Hey,
Yeah, and then final drone shot into all three with everybody in front of the camper van.
Oh, well,
I'm just gonna be playing video games with my feet up.
yeah, dude, totally. This is gonna be great. We can, so we'll mix up a really good intro for one of the podcasts, and it'll be like van life. We're gonna take a break and check out van life. Yeah. So this is happening. This is gonna happen.
And Daygan, in this type of life, ceramic coffee pots, pour overs would be perfect.
Totally. I have a frying pan.
I'm gonna have a wall of ceramic coffee pots all over the van. Like, it's gonna be one wall purely dedicated to.
He's gonna be selling them.
I think Daygan is going to open a pottery shop where he sells ceramic pour overs. Like,
My
we're gonna go and
mother
he's like,
does pottery, so I can just get her.
Wait.
this is, oh my gosh, bro. Daygan's gonna get into freaking selling ceramic pour overs. He's gonna have a discarded pile of like cracked ones and broken ones. He's like, those didn't make the cut. We have high quality around here.
Oh, we're totally doing it.
Well,
I have a question. When you have all these ceramic pour over coffee pots and such just immaculately spread out for everyone to imbibe with, what type of coffee beans are you going to be using?
Vagrant.
Vagrant.
Dude, my wife uses those, and they are the best.
I love them.
It is the best flavored beans I've had. Like, it's for real. Good plug. So this episode is brought to you by Vagrant.
Wait, come closer to the mic. Come closer to the mic.
And future pour-over ceramic coffee maker, Daygan International.
Wait, we can't. The sound's bad. I can't hear you very well.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Wait, come closer. Come closer. It's too loud.
Hello.
Come closer.
Hello.
Wait, what happened to the
We're gonna
sound?
smack the screen.
All right. Do it again. Do the plug, quick.
Oh, quick plug. This episode was brought to you by Vagrant Coffee in partnership with Terra and Daygan International Ceramic Pour-Over Coffee Maker. And Harley Davidson and Rivian and the National Park Service.
Amazing. And with that, everybody, I think this episode has gone on long enough. See ya.
Lakey inspired. Fight.